Princess Beatrice wedding off. Royal will never get married, says insider. Princess Beatrice was forced to postpone her wedding until 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic after announcing she would wed fiancé Ado this May. Princess Beatrice, 31, was expected to hold a reception in the grounds of Buckingham Palace following after getting engaged to Edoardo Mappli-Mozzi in 2019. The granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth II is said to be very sad about the decision but feels there was no alternative as the coronavirus outbreak grips the UK. But royal expert Angela Mollard appeared to let slip that she thinks Beatrice may never get married following repeated issues with her wedding announcements. Speaking on New Ideas Royals podcast, Ms. Mollard said, "Princess Eugenie, you remember her? She's the one who got married to Jack Brooksbank. Obviously her sister is the poor royal bride who is never going to get married, it seems. Eugenie is living with her mom, Fergie. Sarah Ferguson. They're at the Royal Lodge together. We know this because on Friday we found out the Duchess of York was handing out treats to NHS workers. She has a friend who runs a German confectionery company and she had this big delivery of confectionaries. They're putting together these care packages for doctors and staff at London hospitals, driving them to the hospitals and dropping them off. In the packages, they've got toothpaste, soap, dry pasta, cereal and tinned fruit. If Beatrice was to go ahead with her wedding this year, she will only be able to have 2 guests at her wedding if the coronavirus crisis continues. The Church of England has said the number of people attending church weddings during the outbreak should be limited to the legal minimum of 5, the priest, the bride and groom and 2 witnesses. Royal expert Omid Scobie believes Beatrice's next wedding date will be in 2021. Speaking on ABC News' AirPod, Mr. Scobie said, "We heard before that the Queen was hosting a reception at Buckingham Palace in the Gardens. That's no longer taking place. The couple are now working with the government and taking government advice to decide whether even a private marriage might take place among a tiny group of friends and family." From what I've heard after speaking with sources was the couple are now looking at postponing entirely until 2021. A Buckingham Palace spokesman said, "Princess Beatrice and Mr. Mappli-Mozzi are very much looking forward to getting married but are equally aware of the need to avoid undertaking any unnecessary risks in the current circumstances." In line with government advice for the UK and beyond, the couple are reviewing their arrangements for 29 May. Princess Beatrice news, Be's heartwarming gesture amid royal wedding sadness. Princess Beatrice's wedding plans have been derailed by the coronavirus outbreak, but it hasn't stopped Bea from helping out in these difficult times. To much fanfare, it was announced last year that Princess Beatrice would marry Edoardo Mappli-Mozzi. Earlier this year the palace finally confirmed the couple would marry in May 2020, but like many other royal events, Beatrice's royal wedding has been disrupted by the coronavirus outbreak. During these difficult times, many brave people have stepped forward to help with efforts to tackle COVID-19. According to reports, Princess Beatrice and sister Princess Eugenie are no exception, and have been secretly delivering care packages to NHS workers in London. This month the York sisters and their mother, Sarah, Duchess of York, drove to Hammersmith Hospital in West London to deliver supplies to nurses and doctors who are under significant pressure on the NHS frontline. According to Tatler, the care packages included household cleaning products, toiletries and food. The York family members have been doing what they can to support NHS workers during the pandemic, with the Duchess of York also working with chocolate brand Love Cocoa. The brand has been delivering chocolate to NHS staff and hospitals across the UK. Princess Beatrice is said to be reviewing her wedding plans due to the coronavirus pandemic, according to a Buckingham Palace spokeswoman. The couple are particularly conscious of the government's advice, especially in relation to the well-being of older family members and large gatherings of people. The eldest daughter of Sarah, Duchess of York and Prince Andrew, Beatrice was due to marry on May 29. Beatrice and fiancé Edoardo were to marry at the Chapel Royal, St James's Palace, which would be followed by a reception in the palace gardens hosted by the Queen. However, Due to a ban on large gatherings, the Queen has been forced to cancel the reception she would have been hosting in her granddaughter's honor. It is not yet known whether the couple may have a smaller-scale marriage with a few guests in attendance. The spokeswoman added, "The couple will carefully consider government advice before deciding whether a private marriage might take place amongst a small group of family and friends." Under the government's strict social distancing measures, weddings are now no longer allowed to go ahead, making it increasingly likely the wedding will be postponed. Family of Mr. Mazzi were also scheduled to fly over from Italy for the occasion, one of the countries worst hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. Air travel is severely restricted, with most European nations advising against all but essential travel. Prince Charles is the only member of the royal family to have tested positive for the virus. But in recent days the Prince of Wales has now left isolation, in line with the government's advice to stay at home for 7 days. His wife, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, will remain in self-isolation for a period of 14 days.